So I saw a video the other day, and in the video, they were kind of talking about a comparison of styles. And the person doing the video made a comment that I've heard so many times over the years. It's not the style, it's the man. And, you know, as I said, I've heard this again and again from so many different people, and one of which is one of my favorite longtime and most respected instructors, Dan Inosanto. Now, I love Sifu Dan Inosanto. If you're not aware of who he is, he was one of 3 people certified by Bruce Lee himself to teach his method. He's a living legend of the martial arts. He is listed, like when Black Belt Magazine puts out their top 100 martial artists of all time. He's usually on that list because he's just so influential. He's sought out by so many people to enhance their training. Even Anderson Silva, so many different UFC fighters. He's done choreography for movies. I could go on and on and on about the accolades of this man. He's so well versed in so many different styles and systems. He's just simply amazing. But he's also very, very nice and very generous and very open and sometimes very, very PC. And that's not a negative at all. And while I can say to a degree that's kind of true, that it's not the style, it's the man, I think it's a bit of a stretch for a lot of things. For example, Dan Inosanto said one time that Mike Tyson would be dangerous even if he did Tai Chi. Now, that's true. Mike Tyson's a savage. He's a beast. He'd be a beast no matter what he did, right? However, I would contend that Mike Tyson is much more dangerous as a boxer than he would be practicing Tai Chi. Okay? Tai Chi, if you don't know, it's the stuff you see old people doing in the parks, the really slow, methodical movements, you know. And it does have some combat applications, especially back in the old days. But it's lost a lot of that now. But I digress. I would also say that Mike Tyson is much more dangerous, or would be much more dangerous, if he was doing Muay Thai. If he had Muay Thai training to where he could not just throw punches, but he could also do kicks, knees, and elbows, and possibly even headbutts, man, it'd be a whole lot more savage, wouldn't he? What if Mike Tyson knew wrestling, jiu-jitsu, was a mixed martial artist? He'd be far more dangerous than if he's just doing Tai Chi. You see, martial arts are a delivery system. Delivery system means that it delivers the tools, the techniques, the attacks that it trains, right? For judo, delivers throws and takedowns and some groundwork. Boxing delivers hands. And it could be a fist, it could be palm strikes, it could be whatever. You're using the same movements of boxing, you're just delivering the hands. The hands can be conformed into different, configurations for attacking. So the styles do matter to me. A lot of these styles are still steeped in ancient or at least older methods. But let's take basketball, for example. Basketball used to shoot what we call granny shots. That would be what you call traditional basketball. They're shooting from between their legs, granny shot style. Now, I don't care how good you are at that method. You could practice that over and over again. You could practice it religiously. Any middle school team, I think, would destroy a team that practiced only the granny shot methods. Athletic endeavors evolve over time. And make no mistake, martial arts is an athletic endeavor. Not just in a sport form, but even in how you train and how you perform it. It's athletic in nature. So these athletics evolve and grow. We find better and better ways to do things. Martial arts is a technology. Technology evolves. Technology grows. You can't compare, in many cases, if not all, newer technology with older technology and say it doesn't matter. Let's look at automobiles. Another thing that you'll hear people say oftentimes is, it's not the car, it's the driver. True, to a degree, right? It's relative, right? If there's a car out there on the track that's a little bit less and there's another car that's a little bit better, if the car with a little bit less performance, a little bit less technology has a better driver, a much better driver than the driver in the higher performance vehicle, this better driver can still make that lesser technology still win, still prevail. However, as the difference in technology separates, I don't care how good this driver is, this technology is not good enough to keep up with this car, this higher technology. You can have a mediocre driver in a very high technology vehicle and an excellent driver in a much lower technology. He's not going to keep up in no form or fashion. If you want to take it all the way back, let's go back to the Ford Model T and any modern car. You're going to tell me that it's not the car, it's the driver? There's no way he's going to compete. And as much as people don't want to see it, they don't want to admit it, a lot of martial arts technology is the same way. It's too old. It's too outdated. It's too unevolved. So you have to consider that as a practitioner and have your eyes opened up. When you're choosing a style, or if you're already in a style, you have to take a step back sometimes and look at the style you're training and really ask yourself, is this the best I can do for myself, at least in my localized area? Could I find a better method that would really help me more in the long run? When you're choosing a style, that's not too difficult, right? Because you can go out there and look at things as long as you don't have a preconceived notion of what it should be. You're looking for style X, and then you don't really want to open your eyes to a different style that could be much better for you. The real difficult part is when you're in that style, in that method, because we all want to believe we've made the correct choice and our style is the best. That's home team attitude. That's tribalism attitude. And I understand it. It's difficult to leave. I had to do that myself once. And I'm constantly doing it. I'm constantly reassessing what we do. That's why in our gym, we call AFS Academy, stands for Analytical Fighting System. Analytical. We analyze what we're doing constantly. We're constantly analyzing and re-evolving, reevaluating, and trying to make sure what we're doing is the best that we can do. If there's something better that comes along, if there's something that is interesting to look at, we're always looking at it like scientists. We're breaking it down, we're tearing it down, we're experimenting in the gym, we're having to make sure and quality check everything we do for maximum effectiveness towards the arena in which we are trying to perform, whether it be in a self-defense situation, the ring, the cage, whatever it is. So anyway, that's my thoughts on the whole deal of, it's not the style, it's the man. Frankly, I think it's bullshit. Again, to a degree, relative, whatever else. If you're a great athlete, you can make a poor system work to a point, but you're going to be much better, much higher performance, and a style that's designed for maximum effectiveness towards your goals.